All right, so we are recording now. Let's see here. Okay, so the first question that I got was from Sarah, and she said that she's teaching a class with which the students are required to use two different books, and will she be able to link to both books in Blackboard? The question, or the answer is that you'll only be able to link to one book. That's the current way that it's set up. The workaround would be if you use a customized version of Connect, which we could talk about creating one of those if necessary. Then we could create one Connect that houses assignments from both of those particular books, so there really wouldn't be a need to link out to both books. So Sarah, if you want to circle back with me after that, just drop your email address in the chat window, and I'll make sure that I follow up with you. All right, so before I share my desktop, just want to kind of welcome everybody and say thanks for coming. I know that you're all very busy, so I'm going to be very respectful of your time, and we're going to get right to it here. If you have questions, I'll be monitoring the chat room as best I can. I may have to circle back at the end and answer some questions, but feel free, if you've got something that you just can't wait to ask, to jump in and cut me off. All right, so I'll share my desktop with that. And we are going to start. So the first thing that I wanted to show you was my Mcgraw-Hill Connect course that I'm going to be using for this demonstration. I just created a course based on a medical assisting book, and it really doesn't have anything to do with the demo. I just wanted you to be familiar with what this looks like in Connect, so that when I start pulling the assignments into Blackboard, everything kind of makes sense. So this is the Connect course. I'm been led to believe that everybody's fairly familiar with Connect. I know that a lot of Globe instructors have been working with Connect already, so you would just want to create assignments that match up with your course in Connect, and after you do so, we'll go into Blackboard and I'll show you how you can pull the assignments into your Blackboard course. Alright, so I log into Campus Connect, and I'm going to open up my Mcgraw demo course. Alright, and the first thing that I have to do in order to link together my Blackboard course with my Mcgraw-Hill Connect course is go through a process that's called pairing. It's a one-time process. As far as the logging in, you will need to do this for every course that you teach, because the pairing relationship is one-to-one, meaning if you have one Blackboard section, you have to have one Connect section for that to coincide with. So what we'll do is go down to Course Tools, and then you click on the Mcgraw-Hill Higher Education button. All right, then you click Pair a Course with a Connect section, and we launch. All right, and it welcomes you, and it lets you know that you need to log in with your Connect credentials. So this is the part that you only have to do one time. After I log in to Connect, one time, it's going to recognize me every time I go into Blackboard and try to do this. So this is something you won't have to do ever again. All right, so we sign in. And now that I've established who I am, it welcomes me and asks what I'd like to do. So I'm going to say that I want to link my Blackboard course with a section that's already existing in Connect. So I click a section in an existing Connect course, and I'll just scroll down and find the appropriate course and the appropriate section. Okay, so we'll save, and now I get my padlock. This means that my Blackboard course is now linked with this Connect course. Okay, so this is what's going to ultimately allow the students to have single sign-on access, and you as well. All right, so I'll return to Blackboard, and that was the first of 3 steps that I need to follow in order to pull assignments into Blackboard. The second step that I'll need to take is to click on the Content tab. And this can vary based on how you want the course to flow, but most of my accounts, Globe included, typically are going to pull assignments into the Content tab. So when I get into the Content tab, I've got 4 different options, and I'm going to choose Assessments, and then Mcgraw-Hill Assignment. And you'll see that my 4 assignments that were in my Connect course are all right here for me to choose from. So I can select just one, 2, or select all of them and pull them over. So for this instance, I'm going to select everything and click Submit. It's going to ask me where I'd like to send this. I was already in the content folder, so that's where it's going to suggest that I put the files, and I'll agree with that. The last thing that you'll need to do is it's going to ask you if you want to create a folder or not, and this is purely optional. It's up to you, but I typically select that I don't want to create a folder because it usually looks a little more streamlined for the students. So I'll say no, and then click Submit. All right, and now in my Content tab, I've got my 4 assignments that were originally in Connect. So very simple process to pull them in, but there's one more thing that I need to do. I need to go back into the Course Tools and click the Mcgraw-Hill Higher Education button one more time and click Synchronize with Section. All right, when I click Submit, this will take just a minute, and what this does is it essentially flips the switch. It turns everything on. These are now live, they're active, and it also enables the gradebook so that as soon as a student completes an assignment in Connect, the grade is automatically going to flow over into the Blackboard gradebook pretty much in real time. So now that I've set everything up, I'm going to switch over to a different browser, and I'm going to log in as a student. All right, so I'm a demo student logging into this demo course. Let me check the chat room while this is loading, make sure that everything has been answered so far. All right. All right, so I'll open up my Mcgraw demo course from my student account. And I apologize for the slow connection. As I said, I'm at an airport, so I'm doing this from Wi-Fi. Okay, so we click on the Content tab. And now I've got my connected assignments in here. So this is a very simple version of what you'd probably build in your courses. I mean, I've seen, for example, we have a lot of users in criminal justice, so they've built, instructions for each assignment and so on and so forth. You can really make this snazzy, but it's a really cool process that integrates everything right into Connect. So a student could click on any of the weekly assignments and they'd be asked to register the first time that they come in. But what I suggest is creating a little placeholder assignment that's called Register for Connect. And basically what this is, it's just a video that kind of walks through Connect, and it's basically a placeholder, so the student will be drawn to this. The first time they come in, you say, hey, click on the Register for Connect assignment, and that will be the nice entry for them to enter in all of their information. So we click on Register for Connect, I'll click Launch. All right, so you'll see that the students don't have to pay for Connect because we've set everything up with Globes so that the students don't incur the costs, so they don't have access codes or anything like that. They'll just come right into the course. Click Continue. All right, and if this was my very first time, it may ask me for a little personal information, create a password just so it can remember me, but I've already used this student account before, so it takes me right through. And if I click on Go to Connect, it'll take me all the way in. But now you'll see that since I'm registered, anytime I go into this course, I can just click on an assignment. It's going to take me right to it. All right, so here's my Register for Connect assignment, and it's just going to take me to the video. That's all that assignment was. All right, so when I'm finished, I click Return to Blackboard, and now I can go in and begin working on some of my other assignments. All right, so it gives me basic information. I start the assignment, and you'll note that to the student, it really doesn't feel like they're leaving Blackboard. They've clicked on a Blackboard link. It takes them directly into their Connect assignments, and I'll complete one or two of these questions and then submit this so you can see what it does with the students as soon as they're done. All right. Okay. And I'm going to submit this even though it's not finished. Submit anyway, so it's going to give me some information, and you'll see up here there's a link that says return to Blackboard. As soon as the student clicks return to Blackboard, their grades are now transferred into the Blackboard gradebook. So week 1 homework should have a score, albeit a poor score. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to close out of the student browser and return to my instructor browser. Go to the home page here, and I'll take a look at the Grade Center. Alright, and we'll be able to see, this is a demo shell that I've used for a bunch of assignments. There we go. So my homework exercise, I got 0 on it, but the score is already there. So that's the 3-step process. You pair the course, that's always the first step. The second step is actually pulling the assignments over via the Content tab and then the Assessments pull-down menu. And then you synchronize, and that really streamlines the class. From the student experience, you can bake these assignments into Blackboard assignments, so have a discussion thread or a group project, and then you weave in a Connect homework right after it. So it's really easy to move these around and make them look and feel how you'd like. For example, if you wanted to move quiz, make that the second thing that you see, you just drag and drop. So it's really user friendly, and I think that if you implement this, your students are going to really enjoy it. All right, so that's all that I have for the presentation. Does anybody have any questions for me? And I'll take a look at the chat room. All right, so I'm going to give everyone just another second to come off of mute if they'd like to and ask any questions, or if you'd like to see something again, that's perfectly fine. If not, then we'll go ahead and adjourn a little early. All right, I don't hear any beeps at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I really appreciate you guys making the time to do this. And as I said, I'm going to upload this recording to YouTube, and I'll turn the link over to Miriam, and she can, if she'd like to, she can either just give you guys the link, or we can always embed this in Blackboard. I work with your Blackboard team pretty tightly, so if this is something that you'd like to have, in the how-to section of Blackboard or something of that nature, please just let us know, and we'll make sure to get it up there for you. All right, if there's nothing else, I hope that everybody has a great day, and I really appreciate you coming. And Sarah, I will follow up with you, okay? Yeah, so, sure. By the way, who is this? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I knew who I was talking to. Yeah, so that's perfectly fine. What subject area are you referring to? Okay. You know what? Let's do this. Okay. Sorry, I'm taking notes here. Let me follow up with you afterwards via email, and what we can do is address this. We've got this team called the Digital Success Team, and I'm kind of a generalist, so I can lead you to water, but they can actually they can tell you what's going on for each individual title, and they'll kind of go through whether that's the best case scenario, and then show you how to do it. And I'll be on that WebEx with you so that we can make sure that you get all your questions answered. Does that sound good? Okay, well, yeah, we'll make sure that we get you guys in touch with some baseline training, and now you've got me on your speed dial, so I can help you out too. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna follow up with you, Sarah, and then let me see. Is Deborah still? Okay, Deborah. Deborah said she's in the same boat as you, so I'm asking her for her email address as well, and we'll follow up with both of you together and get you guys squared away. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for all the good questions, Sarah. All right, and all right, bye-bye. And I've got Deborah's email now, so I am good to go. All right, thanks everyone. I'll be in touch shortly.